Thank you for joining me here today. I'm going to be talking about two of my favorite things, and that is the Boxwalla Beauty Box and Fivenia. Fivenia is the brand that is being spotlighted here in the June Beauty Box from Boxwalla, and I could not be more thrilled about it because I love them both. So I just want to give you a quick little overview about the Fivenia brand. I did an intensive brand spotlight, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago on Fivenia, so I will link that in a card up above here. But just real quickly, the brand was created by two traditional Chinese medicine doctors, Angela and Irvina. So this skincare brand truly has a foundation in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. So Angela is an acupuncturist and she studied plant biology, and then Irvina has her PhD in TCM, specifically in dermatology. I believe she also has a background in immunology, and she is one of 50 either licensed or registered TCM dermatologists in the United States. So there is a lot of knowledge coming to you behind this brand here. So let's talk about the box, and I'm just going to show you real quickly. The two products came in this velvet pouch. And then, of course, as I always mention, Lavanya has put together, as always, a wonderful information pamphlet discussing sort of her favorite ingredients. She's always very prosaic in these descriptions, and I love it. And then Fivenia also created a brochure specifically for this box. So just a lot of really great information to refer to before you jump into your products if you would like. But let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's jump into the products. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Lucent. This is their Summer Hydrolat. And basically when they say Hydrolat, it's like a toner mist. And I have really been enjoying this a lot. And then another beautiful product here is the Lucent Summer Beauty Oil. And this one I also have really been enjoying. Some pros and cons with this one, but we'll get into that later. Let's dive into the Hydrolat first. I am absolutely in love with this. The scent is gorgeous. Let's just talk about the scent right off the bat. The scent smells like honeysuckle. So I don't know if you've ever smelled a fresh, blooming honeysuckle bush, but it is so beautiful, and it kind of smells citrusy, little bit of neroli there, and also maybe just like a hint of very light jasmine. So that is what this smells like. The mist is beautiful. It's just very fine and lovely. I believe that they have improved upon their packaging, because the other one that I have right now, which is the Grace Fall Hydrolat, just smelling this is amazing. The other one that I have, I think, is their older packaging, and the spray is not as fine, so I feel like they've definitely improved upon the mist with this one. So in addition to the honeysuckle, and I do want to mention that these are in-house extracts of honeysuckle, as well as green tea, snow mushroom, ginseng in here. This really does a fantastic job of hydrating. I like it in terms of efficacy as much as I like the Grace. I think I might like the Grace scent maybe just slightly better, just because osmanthus is the main scent in the Grace one, and I just am like head over heels in love with that scent. But this one is a very close second. It is just gorgeous, stunning in terms of the scent, and I love how it feels on my skin. It's great for preparing your skin for an oil. And so this is just like the perfect match here for this box. So the Lucent oil has camellia oil in it, rose hip, and sea buckthorn. One thing I do want to mention though is when I first got it, it did look like this, where there was like, I don't know if you can see that, kind of a little bit of spillage around the rim. And so what ended up happening is, you know, the little like circular rings, they're kind of like foamy and they stick up inside of the dropper, that had slipped down, and I think that's why this little bit of spillage happened. And then I actually tossed the ring thingy. I didn't realize how important it was. So unfortunately it just leaks around the rim just a little bit. It's not a big deal at all. It's just more of an aesthetic thing. I don't think I will travel with this though, just in case it does leak. So anyway, just a little caveat there. If the ring has slipped down when you receive it in the mail, press it right back up there. Okay, so I already mentioned camellia seed oil in here, rose hips, sea buckthorn, so obviously beautiful oils in here, great for your skin. It also has lotus flower and leaf. Again, that's another one of their extracts, and that is purifying for the skin. There's also schisandra berries in here. I do want to mention that one ingredient that they both share, the Hydrolat and this oil, is snow mushroom. And snow mushroom is rich in polysaccharides, and it has a similar effect as hyaluronic acid does. So it can retain up to, I think, 500 times its weight in water. So it obviously attracts moisture, and it also is going to promote collagen production. So that is just like a really nice powerhouse ingredient that both of these products share. I want to mention, because I can't not mention it, is the scent in here. And I will show you what this looks like because the oil is so beautiful. So what I do is I have just been using 2 drops, and that is it, because the scent is rather strong. Luckily, it does not linger for very long. It dissipates pretty quickly. I would just say, well, we'll kind of test it here. Well, I'm sure I'm going to be talking for at least another 5 minutes, and we'll see if it's still as strong. But on my face, I feel like the scent dissipates after about 5, maybe 10 minutes at the max. But the reason why I bring it up is because it is intense, because it has jasmine grandiflorum in it, as well as patchouli. There is some sandalwood and vetiver in here as well. But I really do kind of get that combo jasmine patchouli scent. And I'm not a huge fan of patchouli in my skincare. I can definitely enjoy it in perfume if it's a really high quality, vintage patchouli. I do like that, but in skincare, I would just really prefer to not have patchouli in my skincare. So that's why I've only been using 2 drops, and then I have been mixing it most frequently with the Arcona Youth Serum. So this is the L-ascorbic serum that I really, really like a lot. So that kind of dilutes the scent a little bit. Now, it's probably not going to bother a lot of you guys. Patchouli is featured in quite a bit of facial oils, and I'll watch other people's reviews and they don't even mention it. So I might be one of those outliers as far as patchouli goes. So let's give it a little test here. I would say it's about 50% decreased in terms of the strength of the smell that I had originally had when I first applied it to my palms. So as I mentioned, it does dissipate, so it's not that big of a deal, but I do prefer to dilute it just a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about how the oil works on its own, because most of you would be using it on its own and maybe not mixing it with another product, which I have to say, these 2 products blend really well together and they work really well together. So I've created a really lovely emulsion when I do use the Arcona Youth Serum with a couple drops of the beauty oil. So for me, that is working out great. But like I said, a lot of you will probably just be using it just alone without mixing it. So in terms of its efficacy and how it feels on the skin, it is very moisturizing. It makes my skin feel great. I mean, just using it today, just those 2 drops mixed in with the serum has really made my skin feel quite lovely, very nourished. I want to tell you though, it does not have a dewy finish. So for those of you who live in a really humid climate over the warm months, or you have oily skin or skin that's maybe prone to breakouts, I feel like this would be a really good oil for you. I tested it with just a couple drops on my cheek and it just soaked in right away, and it didn't even look like I had used an oil. It looked like maybe I had used a lightweight lotion, lightweight moisturizer. I would love using this if I lived in a really muggy, humid climate. Like when I was visiting New York last summer and it was so muggy, I definitely had a lot of sympathy for those of you who live under those conditions over the summer. And I felt like I just wanted something really, effective, but that wasn't going to be adding to like crazy, dewiness, which really was basically sweat. So I think I would like to use this under those conditions for my skin type, which leans dry. So I think you get the picture in terms of what the texture is like with the Lucent Beauty Oil. Again, giving my hand a sniff. I can still smell it on my skin. I don't know exactly how long it takes until it completely dissipates. I'm gonna guess it's maybe more like in the 10-15 minute range. So just to give you the heads up on that. I wanna let you know that this is a $190 value for $49.95 is what you will pay to subscribe to this box, and then you get it every other month. And the last date to subscribe to this will be June 1st, but I was just texting with Lavanya. She said it might get extended, but I wouldn't bank on that. So if you're really, really interested in this box, I would just jump on it now before June 1st. So I think that's all I really want to say about this box. I mean, I think the products are beautiful. I am just absolutely in love with the Lucent Hydrolat. I am really enjoying the oil in terms of mixing it with other things and making my own kind of emulsion, just because, not only because of the scent, but that is how the texture of the oil is working the best for me. And as I've already mentioned many times, I think the Lucent Beauty Oil would be fantastic if you have oilier skin or live in a really muggy, humid climate. So thank you so much for watching my review on the June beauty box from the Boxwalla featuring Fivenia. As I always say, if you have any questions about Boxwalla, if you have any questions about Fivenia or these products, please do not hesitate to ask down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.